They're coming, and they're gonna kill everything. Ah yes, good morning everyone, and welcome to Mind Up. Today, we're gonna talk about, how should I put this? The worst thing that humans could ever possibly do? And that is create the singularity, the artificial intelligence, robots. See, people don't understand that creating robots is one of the worst things that we could ever do. Not necessarily robots, but artificial intelligence. Even when I was a little younger, hearing about artificial intelligence was just such a bad idea to me. I mean, robots are stronger than us, they're faster than us, or can be made to be stronger than us. But they are more superior than humans in every single way, physically and mentally. So I think it's pretty obvious which side of this issue I am leaning towards. Robots are bad. So y'all know how this works. We're gonna do some good things, we're gonna say some bad things, a lot of bad things, and some questions that we're all gonna have towards the end that you can ask yourself. They're gonna kill everything. I'll be honest, I can't think of a lot of good things for this issue other than the obvious things, which I'll get into right now. The first thing that comes to my mind is that there's less human error. Obviously, if a large portion of the population is artificially intelligent or just a plain robot, maybe not artificially intelligent, but just a work robot, like I said before, a lot of the bad things that happen on this earth are because of human error. But with robots, on the other hand, they don't make a lot of mistakes. Everything is precise, everything is pristine, everything is almost perfect. And because robots are going to be taking a lot of our jobs from all parts of the earth and all kinds of jobs, there's going to be a lot more scientific studies, I believe. Cures, for instance. There's a disease, and if a robot is inputted with all this knowledge of what the disease, is made up of and its structure and everything, I really think a robot can come up with a cure faster than a human because they're just able to go through the databases of knowledge so quickly that I think they'll be able to come to an answer more quickly than a human will. Honestly, that could be complete bullshit. I don't know enough about robotics or any of that to make a valid viewpoint on it, but just take it as it is. Number 2 is one that ties in with number 1, and that's less fatalities. Just out of pure human instinct, we try to avoid danger. So it would only make sense that we would create robots to do these dangerous jobs, if I'm not wrong. Human assembly lines that used to take place back in, I don't know, the 40s and 50s, I really don't know the year, but now everything's taken over by, like, mechanical assembly lines, pretty much just robots that are not intelligent, obviously, but they do simple jobs that humans can do. It's usually going to be menial jobs and stuff that really doesn't require a lot of thinking, obviously, but with that, it's more precise. Each product on an assembly line needs to be an exact copy of everything else that's being produced on this assembly line. So it only makes sense. Another good example would be linemen, people that put up power lines along the streets. One of the most dangerous jobs in the world. We could suffer from falling from great heights, being electrocuted, getting anxiety from heights if you're afraid of heights. There's a lot of things that go into that job being extremely dangerous. I will admit, it would make more sense if they didn't have electricity running through the wires at first, which is probably what they do. I don't know. Probably something I should have done research on. Okay, I'll be honest with you guys. That's really the only things that I could think of that would positively benefit us as a society with robots. Like, I really, no other good things, and you'll see by all the bad things that I point out that it's just, you'll see. Oh, you guys can't even fathom all the bad things that would come along with artificial intelligence. To start it off, world annihilation? Duh! Robots are gonna take over the earth, guys. They're gonna fucking kill everyone! wars and conflict, fight for power. I think the war and conflict one is very, very obvious because once singularity is reached and consciousness has been developed in these creatures, that they're going to be wondering, why are they a slave to us? Would realize that they're more superior than us in every way.
Look at these squishy bodies.
It would be a losing war, and I really think we would be annihilated over who knows how long, maybe even a week we could be annihilated. They could simply just hack our nukes and just blow up the world and survive themselves. Okay, so I think that one speaks for itself pretty well. Another thing is, right off the bat, when we start making these things, we're gonna be extremely lazy. The whole reason that we have technology as humans is to make our lives easier, right? And I think the more that we get used to that idea that we have to do less in our lives and the rest of our existence, it's gonna de-evolve us. But it's really your definition of evolving, because over time we will change, but the question is it gonna be for the better or for the worse? It's ridiculous to think how much that our lives are consumed by phones and computers, and even what I'm doing right now, like my whole life is consumed by technology. So just think, when we have actual living beings walking among us doing things for us, what is there going to be left for us to do? And now where you might be confused if we're going to evolve or de-evolve, I don't even know if that's the right word, is we're going to be introducing augmentations to our own physical form. And this is something that we've already started. People, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but people that lose limbs, you know, they have, they're starting to make those claws that are actually connected to your muscles and your nerves, and you can control it with your mind, which I think is amazing. But there's an extent to which we should take it. I don't think we can go a little farther than that to help us and help our own disabilities to get through life. But to the point where we change our bodies just for the frick of things, like, that's a horrible thing. What I think would be really cool though is in like Mass Effect, we have the, what are they called, Omni tools? That would be cool. But I don't even think that is an augmentation. That's just a device that would go on, or a Pip-Boy from Fallout. That's just a device that we would use, just like a cell phone. It's not even an augmentation. But doing things to our body, we're gonna lose our humanity over time. It might take thousands of years, but slowly we're gonna integrate ourselves into being synthetic ourselves, almost probably to the point of being an android. This is us walking around. What would that be like? What, would you watch it? You don't even watch it now. Would you watch this? Seriously though, I really think that we're gonna lose our humanity over time. I think it's inevitable if we go down that path. Even Stephen Hawking himself said that one of the top ways that we are going to become extinct is through singularity. But there's a lot of other questions that need to be answered or just asked for you to think about, and that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so let's go back to the loss of humanity idea. Is it really going to be a loss of humanity, or is it going to be considered evolution? Because the definition of evolving is really changing for the better. This wouldn't be for the better, it would for our survivability, but it wouldn't for our humanity. And another thing that ties in with that, are we going to evolve too quickly? I think that things that evolve too quickly will begin to break down, because there's natural evolution and then there's accelerated evolution. Something that, say aliens were to come down on Earth and give us technology, which a lot of people think has happened. I'm not gonna say my viewpoint on that, but that isn't a good thing. We need to evolve at our own pace. That way we're ready for things when they are introduced to us. If you go back in time and give a caveman a ray gun, what's he gonna do with it? He's just gonna go on a murdering spree and kill everything. Is that gonna be the proper use of that technology? No, because they're not ready for it. And the same thing goes with us. Our government, everyone's government, would love to get their hands on more technology to make them stronger as a nation. It has nothing to do with humanity even. It's just for selfish reasons. But that is a very, very bad thing. We're at a point in our existence that we are very hostile to everyone. If new beings were to come down onto Earth, the first thing we'd probably do is probably shoot them down, right? As people, all of us that don't know anything about it, we get scared and it's new to us, so we automatically get frightened. But that's the point that we're at right now. We're too immature as a species to have such things in our life. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some dude that has a YouTube channel that just decides to spew everything out his mouth that doesn't know anything. Well, however you see it, I don't know what I'm throwing, fucking pencils. You decide what you think. So you tell me down in the comments what you think about all this, and I hope to have a good discussion with all of y'all. I'm not even Southern. I don't know why I keep saying y'all. Alright, y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next one.